Hello, and welcome to the Richmond SHRM Rising Professionals Career Launchpad series. Today, we'll be talking about pivoting in the new normal of COVID-19 in the talent acquisition arena. My name is Sumi Lanu, and I work for the Department of Human Resources Management, and I've been in HR for approximately 14 years. I am SHRM CP certified and a member of Richmond SHRM, as well as being on the board.
Hi, I'm Telvis Jefferson, and I work for the Virginia Department of Human Resource Management. I am a talent acquisition specialist and have worked in HR for over 12 years. I'm a SHRM SCP, and I'm a member of the Richmond SHRM for over 2 years.
Everyone, I'm Emily. I work at Cap Center as a talent acquisition specialist. I've been practicing HR for about 4 years, and I joined Richmond SHRM about a year ago, and I am also a certified SHRM professional since February.
So we've got a great lineup of panelists, as you just heard, and we'll be discussing just how talent acquisition has been impacted by our quick pivot due to COVID-19. The first question that I'll get started with is, how has your organization adjusted to our quick change of talent acquisition basically being turned upside down due to COVID-19?
So, we've had to make some swift changes. Our new hire orientation is completely virtual, as well as all of our interviews. We're having to conduct them virtually. So we've had to make a lot of changes because of COVID-19. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, definitely. Same here. I mean, everything happened so fast, but we certainly turned on the virtual interviews as well as some virtual onboarding. And then we have done some virtual career fairs and university events for students as well. So it's been interesting, but we're all in the same boat. So
Very good. Can you guys share some things that have really stood out as you've been at a virtual career fair or virtual networking event or an interview about a candidate that just seems so prepared and doing all the right things?
So, I think the candidates that kind of stand out the most are the ones that treat the virtual interview just as a face-to-face interview, and making sure that you dress for the event just as you would in person. You look at the camera. That's kind of like making eye contact virtually, and just making sure that you're prepared and that you know what distractions, or you try to limit any type of distractions or background noises.
Okay.
What about you, Emily?
yeah, definitely. And keeping your, like you said, the eye contact with the camera, making sure that your lighting looks great, no kind of weird shadows or anything like that. And definitely preparing and researching the company as well as the folks that you'll be talking to, just like you would in any other face-to-face interaction. Showing that genuine interest and enthusiasm. It's a little bit harder in a virtual environment, but, still kind of give off that same type of vibe you would in a regular setting. And then, of course, following up as you would in a normal setting as well, with a thank you email or a thank you note, just thanking them for their time. Even though we're virtual, it's still taking time out of people's day. So making sure that they know that you appreciate that is a great tip.
Perfect. And the only thing that I can add to that is, if you are interviewing, make sure you still come prepared to the interview with a couple of questions to ask the organization. It's a different environment, but the employer would still like to see that you were thoughtful about the interview and prepared for it. So moving along to our next question, do you have any tips for successful virtual events, such as a networking event or career fair or interview, that an individual can utilize to really stand out and hopefully land that job?
A really big one would be to don't be late. Just log in early. If you have to test the link that you're using, go ahead and do that. Look at the camera angle just to make sure it's not up on the ceiling or just making any crazy shadows on your face or anything like that. And then while you're on your virtual interview, make sure that you're mindful of all the nonverbal cues, your body language, and facial expression. What about you, Emily?
Yeah, I think going off of what Sumi said, since we're kind of all in a new environment as well, just making sure you're asking those questions about how the company's handling COVID-19 and the precautions and the measures and how things are changing with the company. That shows that you're, up with the times and that you're, interested in how they're handling it. Besides that, I think kind of just as far as background noises, just mitigating anything you possibly can, any pets in the background, any people that are around you, just making sure that they know that you are conducting a very important event. It is virtual. You can't have everything, you can't control everything, but at least you can try and mitigate those risks.
Yep. And finally, I'll wrap up with asking if you've got any memorable experiences during a virtual networking event or career fair or possibly an interview that has taken place that just makes you chuckle. I'll share a story with you that last night a friend of mine told me that her husband was doing his performance appraisal virtually, of course, and they had a bat in their house and they had called animal control and they'd been trying to catch this bat, but during the virtual performance appraisal, the bat happened to fly by his head and he just ducked and leapt and told his boss, I've got a bat in my house. And his boss was like, oh, that's not good. Those cause rabies. And he said it was just an unreal situation. And I couldn't imagine how to handle that with grace.
That's crazy.
Assuming I have another funny story too. So I've been getting feedback from the hiring managers that have been participating in virtual interviews. And so one hiring manager shared with me that in the middle of an interview, and candidate was talking and her cat just jumped in her lap. And she said the cat just kind of took over the entire screen. So all the panelists, everybody's kind of like shocked. But she said they were able to kind of laugh through it and finish the interview. But I thought that was kind of funny.
That's great. I haven't had too many experiences with that. I haven't heard too many funny stories other in my organization, but I did hear on the national news there was a guy who was about to conduct a virtual interview in place of an on-site interview, and he had his suit all up top, and then he stood up and he had no pants on. So anything to prevent that would be very embarrassing, and hopefully he got the job, but not sure.
Yes, I'm sure the individual was mortified. So now we'll go to key takeaways.
So some key takeaways from today's presentation. One thing is treat it as an in-person event. Have that same level of preparation. Make sure you make eye contact, dress professionally, show a genuine level of interest, and be enthusiastic, and make sure that you follow up with the interview panel. Make sure that I want everyone to kind of understand that we're all in this together. We're all going through the same thing. Just remember that as you're going through these new virtual processes. And when you're talking, make sure to always focus on the camera and to check your lighting and all that before you go live with your interview. And be mindful of what's going on in the background as well. Do you have a fan blowing? Do you have pets that might jump in front of the camera or just make noise in the background? Make sure that your phone is on silent. If you have email notifications, make sure you turn those off.
Thanks,
Emily,
Paul.
do you have any other advice?
Yeah, so just some quick advice would be definitely, continue to look for jobs in this current situation that we're in. I'm sure more things will be opening up as things, continue to progress, and stay positive and encouraged, and definitely connect with us and find a mentor through Richmond SHRM. We're happy to help, and we're here for you if you need anything.
So to wrap up our session, we'd love for you to become involved with Richmond SHRM. Richmond SHRM is an excellent professional organization, especially for those looking to launch their careers. We've got networking opportunities, mentorship opportunities, and a host of other career impacting advancement opportunities. Richmond SHRM can be found on all social media. Connect with us on LinkedIn, and we hope to see you at the next virtual or in-person Richmond SHRM event. Thank you for listening.